How's it going, everybody? I have just finished Stranger Things Season 3, and I gotta say, it was pretty good. It's not my favorite of the 3 seasons, but I did enjoy it. It's kind of wash, rinse, repeat with this series now at this point. It's like monsters show up, then they go away at the end of the season, then they show up again, then they go away, then they show up again, then they go away, and then next season they're going to show up again, and then they're going to go away. Like, it's getting to be to the point where moving forward with the series, like, how are they going to switch it up and make it different than, just the monsters finding a way to come back? Like, they need to go into the other world and, like, just nip it in the bud, kill them on their own turf or something. But without going into spoilers and stuff, I got to talk about the plot a little bit for this series. And how the monsters come back is basically, there's this group of people that show up. It's established in the first episode that some Russian people show up and they try to reopen up the hole that was sealed in season 2, and they try to, for some reason, they're interested in opening up this other dimension and letting all these monsters out and whatnot. And yet again, the monsters come back, and then they have to deal with the problem, and it's pretty good. Obviously, the characters are a little bit older now. They have to deal with their own personal problems, and it's set during the summer, and the characters are growing up, not just the actors themselves, but the actual characters, and they're going through like puberty and dating and all the drama of that early on in the beginning episodes. And in this season, all the main characters sort of break off into their own groups. There's like 3 or 4 different groups of our favorite characters that we're used to seeing, and they all break up and they all go and do their own thing. And that, it kind of works, but at the same time it doesn't. Like in the previous seasons, they, like, all the main characters were together throughout the whole thing and they were working together. And then in this season, they all split up, and then all their individual stories ended up coming together at the end, and they all matched up. So it's a different way to tell a story, but I thought all the acting was great. They did a great job with the acting. The pacing was great. They set it up to make you want to binge watch it, because every episode is just, at the end, you're like, oh my god, what's going to happen next? Like, it makes you want to click right away to the next episode. And that's one of the best things about a Netflix series, is that you can just sit there as soon as it comes out and watch the whole thing. I mean, that has its ups and downs, because now, I mean, if you watch it all in one day, as soon as it comes out, you have to wait like another couple years for the next season. But there are only 8 episodes, with the final episode being an hour, and I think it's an hour and 10 minutes. So the last one's pretty lengthy. And there's some plot twists thrown in. So there's definitely some things that happen that you definitely aren't going to expect. The monsters now are, like, aware of the fact that 11 has, like, sealed them up in season 2 and stuff. So the monsters are pretty ticked off at her, and the monster seems to be a lot smarter now this go around, which is pretty interesting. Now, there were some parts that I didn't necessarily like the whole plot of this group of people showing up and starting all over from what the scientists and stuff were doing in the last season, where they sealed up the hole and now they're trying to reopen it. That part, I mean, I think they could have written that a little bit differently, because I just don't really understand how these people got here, how they went unnoticed for all this time, and why they're doing what they're doing. Like, I enjoyed this whole season. The only thing I didn't like was that part, like their way to justify how they're going to bring the monsters back. I think they could have written that part a little bit differently. I think that would have made it a little bit better. But other than that, I enjoyed it. I'm probably going to give it, like, if I was to rate this season out of 10, I would probably give it like a 7 or an 8. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Like, it's sort of just in the, it's a little above average category. Like, I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's a fan of the series, but I wouldn't go into this expecting it to be like the greatest thing ever. And I've seen mixed feelings. Like, I've seen some people say this is like their favorite season and they absolutely loved it, and then I've seen other people just despise this season. So, but that is my opinion. I just think it's a little above average. I think it's pretty good, and I would recommend you watch it. But I am a little bit confused about how they are going to go forward with this. The ending really has a bit of a cliffhanger, and they have you asking a bunch of more questions. So season 4 is going to be quite interesting, and it sucks that we're going to have to wait like another year or 2 years or who knows how long before we get another season of this. But I'm definitely looking forward to it, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy this season? Have you even watched it yet? I'm interested to see your guys' thoughts on the whole series. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Check out another video. I've done quite a few reviews on this channel. I've reviewed movies like Godzilla. I've reviewed video games, and I've reviewed a bunch of different stuff. So this is adding to the collection. Hopefully I can add more and more reviews as this channel goes on, because I know some of you guys really enjoy that. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist